tomorrow. But first of all, thanks for being here. I realize we're getting to the later portion of the afternoon, so I really appreciate seeing a full room. It means a lot to us. Welcome to everybody. Welcome especially to our most honored guests, the Ambassador of the European Union, Michele Sorvone d'Urso, the Ambassador of Sweden, Eva Palona, and all of you who are here with us this afternoon. I heard a phrase the other day which I liked a lot, which is fall in love with the problem, not the solution. And oh, excuse me, I have forgotten to introduce and welcome the Spanish ambassador, Ignacio Escobar. Thank you, and apologies. I heard this phrase, fall in love with the problem, not the solution. And I think about that a lot when I think about the job that I have to do, because I'm paid money to promote district heating and talk about how great district heating is, and I know that, and I ask myself sometimes, do I like this so much because somebody pays me, or do I do it because I like it? And I think the answer to that is I love district heating when it's good district heating, when it's the best of district heating. Not for its own sake, but because of the benefits that it brings, because of the problems that it solves. And we're here today to celebrate the best of district heating, the best of district energy. Examples where it has worked, and that success needs to be honored and recognized and hopefully replicated. So that's why we're all here this afternoon. Special thanks to our donor, Danfoss, whose support makes this possible, to the International Energy Agency and the UN Environment Programme, whose support and engagement in all of this not only makes it possible, but makes it good and makes it meaningful to people. We're going to see a lot of great things today, and I can mostly stay quiet while we watch and listen and celebrate. But before we get started, maybe I can ask one of the evaluation panel members, John Dulac of the International Energy Agency, to come up on stage and say a few words about what the awards mean to him and the IEA. John.
Thanks, Paul, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here. I was just thinking, Paul, as you were saying, love the problem, that about 4 years ago, we started discussions with the European Commission looking at the energy transition and energy efficiency in buildings, and we had a workshop looking at heating and cooling and what we should do in the European Union. And ironically, at the time, I remember saying that we should make district heat great again, if you'll let me paraphrase a certain person. And it very much applies, I think, to the context today and what we will see with the award winners, that district energy is as old as modern energy systems. The first district heating systems are almost as old as the first electricity systems. And unfortunately, over the last century, a lot of the image associated with that are these very inefficient Soviet-style district heating systems. But of course, we know that we've made a lot of progress in this field. There's a lot of innovation, a lot of inefficiency, a lot of flexibility, and this is not often the perception that we see when we think about district energy. Coming from the IEA, where we have 4 S's, as we call them, so in energy security, energy sustainability, it's not S's, I'm sorry, the 4 E's. Energy security, energy efficiency, energy sustainability, and energy affordability. I think when we look at these, we see that there's a real opportunity for district energy to play a critical role in the energy transition of the future, taking the lessons from the past and using these to improve systems, improve perceptions, improve comfort, all of the things that we mentioned this morning. And this afternoon, we're very pleased to see some of the real innovations coming out of the submissions for the District Heating and Cooling Awards. We see a lot of this, thinking outside the box, thinking about sustainable development, thinking about energy efficiency, and how all of these play in a very flexible district energy solution. So very happy to be here. As one last point, I really would like to thank our colleague Robin Wilshire, who leads the IEA's District Heating and Cooling Technology Collaboration Program. I think one last point, as Paul mentioned this morning, that part of this and the real excitement behind this District Heating and Cooling Award is that it's a lot of collaboration, discussion, cooperation, and this is of course what we see across the member countries that participate in the District Heating and Cooling Collaborative. So a big thank you to all of you for the invitation to be here. A big congratulations to all of you who submitted your projects and your innovations as part of the awards, and we look forward to distributing the awards to you. So thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Next up, could we have Celia Martinez from UNEP join us for a few moments? Welcome.
Thank you again, and good afternoon. I just wanted to share something. I share the office with a lady that works on the emissions gap report. You might have heard about it. The emissions gap report has the goal of measuring how are we doing in terms of CO2 emissions. And just to know if we are indeed in the right path, if we're doing well in CO2 emissions. And then when I was preparing my intervention for today, I asked her, how are we doing actually? Are we doing well? And he said, no, actually we're doing pretty bad. And well, why is that? The thing is that in the last GAPS emissions report, that was published last year, they said that we're actually emitting around 12 to 14 gigatons of CO2 more than what we should if we want to reach the goals set by the Paris Agreement. Other way of saying this is that if we keep on doing as we are doing, so if we keep on with the business as usual or doing what we are doing on district cooling, if we have what we have now, what we're going to get is a global temperature rise of around 2.9 to 3.4 degrees by the end of the century. So this is not our goal. Our goal is below 2. And if we keep on doing what we're doing, we're going to be at that level. And what does it mean? There is a very nice table, you can find it on the internet, published by the International Panel on Climate Change. What are the effects depending on the temperature rise? And you can get what are the effects in terms of water availability, in terms of crops, productivity that will decrease, in terms of coastal floodings, in terms of massive migration. So this is just figures published last year. The new GAP emissions report, I encourage you to read it, is going to be published in Geneva, launched in Geneva, I don't know if it's this week or next week. And just for you to know, we're doing worse than what we did last year. This means that we have now a gap of around 20 gigatons between what we should emit and what we are currently emitting. This is very bad news, and I don't want to discourage you. So the thing was, while I wanted to start my speech with this, is just to encourage you that we really need to work on this, and that we don't have time to look at other things. We need to work on this. The solutions and the technology need to be there. So with the Global District Energy Climate Awards, we are celebrating the best of district energy. And for these reasons I've mentioned before, we more than ever really need to work hard. Every one of us at the technical level, private sector or public sector, we really need to work hard to find innovative solutions, think out of the box, try to search for environmental excellency, maximize the network's efficiency, and expand or try to expand the market share of district energy. And the cities and communities that applied and participated in these initiatives are an excellent example on these matters, trying to do their best, because trying to do their best, they are also, and by doing it, contributing to stopping climate change. So for you and environment, we're really proud of being part of this. We're very glad to be here and to support this initiative that aims at recognizing the achievements of cities and communities around the globe in providing clean, sustainable energy solutions. Thank you and congratulations to every one of you that participated in this award. And I now let the word to you for presenting the winners.
Thank you very much, Celia. Right, we can start to get down to business. So I would like to introduce to all of you, for those who don't know him, Robin Wilshire. Robin has led a long and distinguished career in the field of energy and research, and is also chair of the IEA Implementation Agreement on District Heating and Cooling. So this is a person who knows all about our sector and what it can deliver. Robin, the floor is yours.
Well, thanks very much, Paul, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a really nice occasion, I think, that we have here, gathered here, not only for the conference and exhibition that we've already seen, but also here to celebrate the winners of the 5th Global District Energy Climate Awards. My thanks to our hosts here in Doha for providing such an excellent setting and such a warm welcome for this to take place. So I'd like to start by saying, you know, it's a really great privilege for me to be involved again with these awards. As I mentioned, it's the 5th time we've held this competition, and what that really means is this is a window on some of the fantastic achievements that are happening in this technology globally. And I think it's really a very important platform for recognition of what this technology can achieve when it's done with innovation, imagination, and technical excellence. And I think each time applicants present such a wide range of exciting and very different initiatives. It's always amazing to see the fresh approaches that come along, adapting this technology, because I think one of the great things about it is its flexibility to different circumstances and different climates. To reflect this kind of flexibility and range of different systems that do exist, the awards are divided into 5 different categories, and broadly speaking, these cater for the different circumstances presented by both established and emerging markets for district energy, and also existing systems that may have been expanded or modernized, as well as brand new systems. Each of the applications was judged across a range of criteria, and these included energy efficiency, greenhouse gas emission reductions, innovation, community impact. All those sorts of things were brought into the way that these applications were judged. And joining me on the panel that judged each of these applications were experts from across, well, many different sectors, including the industry itself, NGOs, research, and finance. And I'd like to here just thank my colleagues on that panel for their diligence in looking and considering each of these applications, and for their impartial judgment and independence that went along with that, ensuring that the decisions that you're about to see and hear were actually the right ones. So thank you, and I'm sure you're all waiting to see what the actual results are. Back to you, Paul.
Okay, thank you, Robin. So, time to get started. The first category tonight is called emerging market. So this is countries where perhaps there hasn't been a particularly rich tradition of district heating and cooling, but where we start to see it emerge. So we are awarding a system which is operational and based in an emerging district heating market. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Robin, you're back.
Hi again. So, yeah. First category, emerging markets. It really was not an easy one to come to the decision. There were actually 2 projects which I could say were really outstanding in this category. And although it didn't win this time, I just want to say a few words. Panel members and I would like to mention the project that didn't win, but which also the other outstanding projects. So just to mention the project Bun Hill Heat and Power 2 in Islington, London. This project has an innovative and community-focused approach using cutting heat pump technology, and it makes use of the waste heat from the London Underground system. So, as I say, a really excellent project, but one which we were not able to announce as the winner. So I guess I shouldn't keep you on tenterhooks any longer. I should tell you about the project that was rated just a couple of points higher. And this, I can announce as the winner of this category, is the Torrelago district heating system in Laguna de Duero, Spain. Now, Torrelago is a residential district located in Laguna de Duero, near to Valladolid. The system comprises 31 buildings, various different typologies, with nearly 1,500 dwellings housing more than 4,000 residents. And this system saves nearly 3,400 tons of carbon dioxide emissions every year.
So, what a wonderful award for a wonderful project. And we are fortunate to have with us His Excellency Ambassador Escobar, who I think before we get on with the actual presentation of the award, would be able to come up and say a few words about this occasion. Your Excellency.
Be very brief because we're all very excited and I really want to see and hear all about this fantastic project. Just let me congratulate the different entities and sponsors that have made possible the organization of this fantastic event, Euroheat and Power, Marafec, and Cagrama. To me, it's an honor to be here accompanying you in this ceremony to award a prize to a Spanish project, especially because Spain is well known for many things and for many good reasons, but not so much as a country which is leading in technical fields, and especially in research and development, and this is a proof that we actually are. This award is particularly important because the competition was tough, since many other excellent projects were competing with the Spanish candidate, especially that one from the Tube in London, which was extremely interesting. We will probably get some very important facts and figures about the technical solutions or innovative technical solutions that have made this system possible, how much it has reduced emissions and how much it has reduced costs for the people. But I think this project is much more than that. It is a combination of wise business planning, also from a financial point of view, of private and public partnership, which is essential, as you know better than I do, that in these type of adventures. But in particular, I think it was very necessary to have an important dose of psychology to treat with as much as almost 1,500 households and 4,000 neighbors. Believe me, that must have been hell to get all these people together and to reach a common goal. In any case, congratulations to Veolia for this project, and I hope this is the first of many other successes. Thank you.
So we made you wait for it, but I think the time has come. So Mr. Javier Martin Sanz, would you be able to join us on stage and talk us through your achievement? Welcome.
Authorities, gracias Ignacio. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to receive this award. I would like to thank the International Energy Agency, the United Nations Environment Programme, the International District Energy Association, Euroheat and Power, and all the evaluation panel members. Thank you. I will also to thank Torrelago Community of Owners, 35 Project, and especially Veolia team in Valladolid for making it possible. Thank you very much. Okay. Now it's time to explain why emerging market. In Spain, we are around 300 districts. The figure is for the last year, but if we wait just a couple of days, because in Spain, the last figure was the last week. We are now in 2017, 300.5, so it's a very good figure for us. There are district heating and cooling networks with more than 1 gigawatt installed, feeding more than 4,000 buildings, but only 1% of the population is connected. Most of the district heating networks are based on renewable energy sources, mainly biomass, and belongs to private owners. These private owners are dedicated to residential buildings. The number of district heating and cooling networks has doubled in the last 4 years, so the market is emerging in Spain. The market is growing. Why Veolia? I suppose that you know that Veolia is a global reference in optimized management of the resources. Veolia designs and deploys the solution for water, waste, and energy, participating in sustainable development in cities and industries. Our 3 main pillars are the water, the waste, and the energy. For instance, more than 100 million people supplied with drinking water, 45 million metric tons of treated waste, and more than 500 of heating and cooling network operated. The last part of the project is the European project, because Torrelago district is integrated in the CT5 project, that is a smart city demonstration project granted by the European Commission. This project is divided in 5 different pillars, based on not only in the technical aspect, based on methodology for the urban renovation, new business model. This is very important, especially in the Spanish case, because we have an emerging market and we are deploying a new business model, trying to adapt the energy efficiency at the district level, and introducing renewable sources. Please follow us in the social media channels. Okay, let's talk about the project. Torrelago district is located in Laguna de Duero, a town near Valladolid, more or less in the middle of Spain, with around 25,000 inhabitants. It's a very small city, but they have a very big district. Torrelago district is formed by 31 buildings built in the early 18s, more or less 1,500 dwelling, with more than 4,000 residents live. As Ignacio said, it's a very big challenge trying to convince to all of these people to go ahead in the same way, trying to deploy this project there. So probably the non-technical aspect, the most important, excuse me, is the citizen engagement. Originally, excuse me, 2 heating networks based on fossil fuels feed all the building with a consumption about 14 gigawatts per year, excuse me. What are the owner needs? Our challenge in this project are trying to meet the owner's needs. The first of all is the low temperature comfort level. That is a very important thing for the owners, because these buildings make a temperature drop between 10 or 12 degrees between the night and the next morning. So there's a very high difficulty for the owners. The second is the old equipment with a very bad performance during the time at the obsolescence of this equipment. The inefficient management of the district heating previous the Veolia intervention, and obviously the expensive or the energy bill. These are the main owner needs. What are the energy measures that we apply in this district? They are based in the 3 main pillars. The first one is the building retrofitting, the second one is the district heating upgrading, and the third one is the home energy management system. In the first one, related with the building retrofitting, 8 centimeters of external thermal insulation was integrated in all the buildings, and was deployed over the original bricks facades, reducing the energy consumption. This is the first step, try to reduce the energy demand. The second step is trying to optimize the energy. At the district heating level, a new barrier biomass boiler room was built. This biomass boiler room contained 3.5 megawatts of biomass boilers, and were installed with flow pumps devices connected with an overall energy management system and integrated in the hub-grade system that is a supervisor that could optimize the energy consumption online. And then finally, on the home energy management systems, this is probably the main challenge for the owners because they don't have, before the project, they don't have the capacity to decide when they switch on or switch off the heating devices. But nowadays, they could select where are the temperature comfort in each dwelling, what is the schedule, and they could follow up the energy consumption through a mobile app that is online connected with the energy meters. This is the main goal. Our key figures here is the total size of the energy savings is the 50%. It's a very huge energy savings. This is the main goal of the projects. The CO2 emission, as Paul said before, is more than 3,000 CO2 tons per year. That means 94% of the CO2 avoided, so a very good goal against the climate change. The thermal power installer is mainly based on the biomass, mainly, I mean, in the energy production, because more than the 80% of the energy production comes from the biomass system, but we have 9 megawatts in backup of gas boiler. This is a very good solution because one of the main important things is the supply of the energy. So in case of we have some problems with the biomass boilers or with the biomass, we have the gas boilers as backup. We have an electric power installer, CHP, that the main purpose of this CHP is trying to avoid the electricity from the biomass power system. The other goals are the contract. It's a long-term contract. In other case, it's not possible to deploy this kind of business model. Remember that we are talking with more than 4,000 inhabitants there, so it's very difficult to sign this kind of agreement, a long-term agreement. The total investment of the project is more than 16 million euro. Some of this amount of money comes from the European Commission. This is the reason that we are considering this project as a PPP project. The rest is invested by the ESCO company, in that case Veolia, and the building company. And the total investment per conditioned area is more or less 118 euros per meter square. And finally, I want to add that this very challenge trying to convince again all the people that are involved in this project. And the very beginning step of the project is very difficult to explain that all the people are against or not with the project. They don't understand what is the biomass, the energy efficiency, and so on. But nowadays, they are very proud to participate in the project. They are the best sailors that we have, and we are very proud, obviously, about this project. Thank you very much, and thanks for the work.
Just stay here 1 second. So thank you, Javier, and congratulations. Okay, before we move on, if I could ask Ambassador Escobar, Robin, John, and Celia to join us over there to hand Javier his award and take a few photographs. That would be great. Thank you, and congratulations again. Okay. While that's going on, let's go ahead and keep moving. The next award is an exciting category called New Scheme. And I think it must be a very exciting thing to start with a blank piece of paper and try and imagine one of these things, and particularly to imagine one which turns out to be so wonderful that it ends up winning an international award. Robin, if you could pop back up here, let's keep going.
Thanks, Paul. So yes, the next category is indeed for new schemes, and the award goes to a project right here in our host country of Qatar. This system reduces carbon dioxide emissions by more than 240,000 tons per year and connects more than 1,000 buildings. The winner is Marifek for Lusail City.
So thanks, Robin, and congratulations. Winner in the category of new scheme, Lusail City. So please let's welcome on stage my friend, Mr. Abu Bakr Al-Hadrami, Operations and Maintenance Director.
Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad to receive this award on behalf of my colleagues and our team who work really hard to achieve this award and to move on the project in Lusail City, our phenomenon project and big project, which is really was very, very challenging project. So thank you very much to everybody. Let's talk. I know everybody is tired, so I'll make it very, very short. I will have a very small presentation about the project itself. Let's first have a quick overview about Lusail City, which is only around 5 minutes from here. It's very close from this hotel, and tomorrow I think you are going to visit one of our plants in Lusail City. Lusail City is around 36 square kilometer city. There is about 5,175 plots divided in this total area of 38 square kilometer. Lusail City will accommodate, when it is fully developed, around 200,000 residents and around 170,000 workers, and it takes around 80,000 visitors per day. So we are talking around 400,000 per time. It's quite a big city. There will be around 1,000 plots connected with the district cooling, and it is divided in 19 different districts. These districts are commercial, residential, hotels, and other utilities. In Lusail, we have 3 main utilities. One is district cooling utility. We signed a concession agreement with the main developer, Lusail City District developer. And we have also pneumatic waste collection. Marafik has designed the whole system in pneumatic waste in 4 districts in Lusail out of 19 districts. We have also domestic gas network. Also, Marafik has designed the big network of gas system in Lusail City with our staff. District cooling will serve around 866 plots in Lusail City through 170 kilometers of network, supply and return. And this will be served by 4 plants. Marina plant, which the phase 1 of Marina plant is already constructed, and that plant we are going to see it tomorrow. And we have Wadi plant, which is also constructed and completed, and it is around 14,000 ton of refrigeration. And we have West Plant, which we started construction this year. West Plant will serve and will connected with the main Lusail Stadium for FIFA 2022 for the opening and closing matches. And we have the North Plant. The total capacity of these 4 plants will be around 340,000 tons of refrigeration with around 500,000 connected load. We also going to have thermal storage of with each plant, which will reduce the electricity demand at the peak load time. Our network is designed to be integrated with all plants, so any part of the Lusail can be supplied with any plant. And to ensure the good quality, we have gone with EN 253 standards with our pipe, with pre-insulated, all-welded pipe, and it is placed with strategical loops and isolating valves. As I mentioned, the purpose to serve any place, any plot in Lusail City with any plant, which will give more confidence to the customer and more reliability to operation maintenance of Lusail. Also, our ETS energy transfer station will be equipped with smart metering solution and automated metering, reading and billing. For sure, we face some challenges. District cooling is relatively new comparing with other parts of the world, especially Europe and North America. So there were some challenges. We faced some challenges during our design, our construction, and most important challenge is the awareness. Many people here in this part of country, they don't used to pay for utilities. Most of the things are free of charge, and even electricity tariff is subsidized. So they are not used to pay for the cooling. So we worked a lot for the awareness, and the idea of hosting this conference is also to increase the awareness in the country between customers and decision makers. We did many times, cost comparison between district cooling and conventional. We sit with customers, convincing them about the district cooling, about the benefit of district cooling technically and commercially. The other challenge we face as Lusail City is developing gradually. So the network was ready before the customers coming and before the plant. So it was required preservation of the network, and that also cost a little, but to keep the network clean and preserved. Also, gradual development force us to use sometimes at the beginning of the work. We go with temporary cooling, air-cooled chillers for few buildings who came up before construction of the district cooling plant. So we manage with temporary cooling. And the important thing also, the planning and financial modeling of Lusail. Lusail is developing from now until 2030. So to keep up with this development, so we planned our planning based on 3 basic elements. So first of all, master developers penetration plan, which is Lusail penetration plan, and we based our decision also on market study. How is the developments going on in the country and in Lusail especially. Also, we utilize our Marafiq customer service database. We have every customer has to register with Marafiq. So from our registration, we know how many customers are there, and then how much cooling load required. So we are phasing our construction and development in the district cooling according to the development on the ground, according to the demand. which saves a tremendous amount of money in our. And finally, as it has been mentioned, Lusail, when it is fully developed, will reduce around 500,000 tons of refrigeration, and we expected fully development of Lusail in around between 2022 and 2030. Thank you very much.
Stay. Thank you very much, and congratulations again. Before we move on to the next category, if I could invite John and Robin and Celia to take a few photographs and hand out a much-deserved award. Well done. Okay, and while they get on with the pictures, we get on with the show. The next category is modernization, and it's a very important concept for an industry which has a long history, not all of it perfect. There are plenty of old networks around Europe and around the world which need a bit of spring cleaning and a bit of transformation. And this category is to celebrate the most successful efforts in the field of transformation of district heating networks. Robin, you're up.
Okay, so from the modernization category, we have a clear winner, and it is Salaspils Siltum from Latvia. Salaspils Siltum's modernization has applied best practices and maintained throughout an impressive array of environmental and economic measures and sustainability. The heat network has been fully reconstructed and reduces greenhouse gas emissions by 59%.
Please come on up.
So, good evening, Excellencies. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here in Qatar, and also a great honor to receive this award. Thank you. So, I try to be short and play a little bit with pictures. You know, modernization is like how it was before and after, right? Oops. No. What's the direction? Right. So, when I say Latvia, there are many people confused. What? Latvia? Yes, it's a small country. Oh, yes, here it is. In the Nordics, Baltic states, we have the same amount of inhabitants as you in Qatar, 1.9 million. The territory is 5 times bigger, but we're still small country, green and quite cold. The capital of Latvia is Riga, and the Salaspils Siltums is the name of the city and heat system 13 kilometers from the capital of Riga. So Salaspils has 23,000 inhabitants, and 85% of buildings are connected to the district heating scheme. As it was mentioned before, it was established in 1996 based on Soviet time heritage, and installed capacity of heat is 31.6 megawatt, and annual production about 60,000 megawatt hours per annum. When I came here, there was totally dependent on fossil fuels. Natural gas was burning and all production was natural gas. On today, as you see, we did diversification of fuels, and about 55 to 60% of annual production is renewables. That's how it looked before. And on this garbage place, we built a new modern biomass boiler, work on wood chips, which is actually waste in wood production. About 40% of our territory is covered by the wood. And wood export and wood processing is very popular in Latvia. We have the old style gas boilers, which we replaced with smaller and modern gas boilers with the which are much more energy efficient. Afterwards, when we installed the chip boiler, we also decided to put the flue gas condenser, which increase the energy efficiency and decrease the CO2 emissions, which you can see on our graph. As well, that's how looks our operator control system of production, the old style machines, and how it looks today. We changed 21 kilometers of old style pipelines, which has been not losing the heat, but also a lot of leakage on the way by modern pre-insulated pipes. We also invented the data control system, monitoring system, starting from production side up to the consumption side. So every consumer, and we also see the consumption and give advice how to regulate this. And we still have, we are developing still. We are trying to go solar. And this year we installed the solar panels to produce electricity on the roof of our factory for our self-consumption for pumps, which are pumping heat to the city. And now we have a project which we are going to put in place in 1 year, is the solar field for heat production, accumulation, and one more biomass boiler. The solar we are planning together with accumulation, as you see on the graph, to cover all summer load and also some autumn. And with this we hope to reduce the fossil fuel up to 90%. So only 10% will be fossil fuel, the rest will be renewables. We are also a very corporate responsible company which are educating our consumers, the house managers and also children from school about how we produce energy, how to be more energy efficient, what they should do at home to use less and to have better comfort. I want to thank all my colleagues because they have been very enthusiastic to support, to go, to be pioneers in many things, and also my municipality who has been very supportive, and together with them we are also working on the house renovation and installation. Thank you very much.
Stay where you are. Congratulations. Great. It's photo time. So, yeah, but you're going to be in them. And congratulations again. What's up next? Expansion. Expansion. So those of us in district heating and cooling always love to see our networks get bigger. But there's more to it than just that. So we're now going to honor a project which has not only been about expanding a network, but also making it better, allowing it to deliver more value to the community and to the people within it. So with no further ado, Robin, expansion time.
Again, we have a clear winner in this category, and it is Tartu District Heating and Cooling System from Estonia. This best in... Yep, we should. This best-in-class system has undergone several changes and technology upgrades, saving a total of 34,530 tons of carbon dioxide between 2008 and 2016. So I think we can hear about the system from Margot Quillatz, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here in this beautiful city of Doha and to receive this award. I would like to thank my inspiring colleagues, very cooperative city of Tartu, our loyal but very demanding customers, and of course our partners. They all have proved that also in small places it is possible to do really great things which improve our life significantly. But this award is for expansion. And instead of telling technical details or how we do and what exactly we do, I would just like to tell our story. On the previous picture, you saw the city of Tartu. And Tartu is a city in southern Estonia with about 100,000 inhabitants. And I would like to thank my Latvian colleague for showing the map. Estonia is actually between Finland and Latvia, so you can imagine where it is. The history of district heating in Tartu is the history of changes. The district heating was started about 50 years ago, and the main fuel at this time was heavy fuel oil. And in Soviet Union, the heavy fuel oil was not really measured and didn't have price. During the 80s, heavy fuel oil was replaced by gas, but the general setup was the same, no measuring, no price. The real changes in Tartu district heating, and not only in district heating, started with the collapse of the Soviet Union. Suddenly, the gas was not available, and suddenly the prices were driven by free market. Of course, it meant a huge increase of prices. What we did, during those turbulent years, we turned to the fuels that were available locally, mainly wood residues, but also peat. Besides securing the fuel supply, our aim was also to make district heating affordable for people of Tartu. But it also helped to grow the local economy because those peat and other local fuels, they came from local communities. So we supported the economy of local community. The next important milestone was the year of 2009 when we built the combined heat and power plant. With that, around 95% of our heat was produced from renewable sources. And we also built fuel gas condenser, so we dramatically increased also efficiency. At the same time, the gas price jumped up, and our district heating, which was based on local fuels, was much cheaper than our main alternative, which is a local oil or gas boiler. And this fact helped us a lot. We got very many new district heating connections, and this good competitiveness actually allowed us to increase our network and also increase sales by more than 40%. And actually this part was very important for our business, because if you have business, you have to have some customers, and if you are able to increase the customer base, so it will give power to next inventions or next businesses. And so it went. Although in Estonia we have much colder climate than here in Qatar, we still noticed that there was also demand for better inner climate and for cooling. And in 2016, we completed the first district cooling system and network in Eastern Europe, and actually we went right on. This year we already made the second district cooling network and cooling plant. And we combined it also with district heating through the heat pumps and also with solar solution. And this way our district cooling uses about 70% less electricity and emits 70% less CO2. What is also good to notice is that using of clean and environment-friendly heating or cooling is even more appreciated amongst our customers. And I believe this is somehow the natural direction. By choosing food and clothes, people look more and more how the food was produced or how many resources were used. Why not to look at the same things by choosing the energy source? I think our journey from this old Soviet type stuff to contemporary district heating and cooling system has been really a success story. It has helped to grow the local economy. It has made city cleaner, and it has resulted in excellent customer satisfaction. We measure that kind of index, and we have very good results in customer satisfaction. And our story will go on. I believe that in small and compact Tartu we can be also in the future fast enough to make very quick changes and to act like a lighthouse city for cities around the world. So I'm very glad to share this story here with you. I wish you the continuation of good conference and, of course, the bright future for district energy solutions.
You'll go this way. Okay, it's photo time again. Give that man a prize. Okay, one more award to hand out. We needed a category which would cover things which didn't necessarily fit into one of the other 4 categories which were set up, but which were somehow too good to leave out. So we came up with this out-of-the-box category, which is handed out to basically a great project which didn't quite fit, but which is something we're all very excited about. So Robin, come on over.
And actually, this category drew many good applications and innovations. So it's quite a challenge here doing the assessments. On top of our leaderboard, however, was the project for provision of district heating to ships in Gothenburg, Sweden, which we will hear about, but I believe the arrangements are slightly different this time, Paul.
Well, so unfortunately, the colleague who was to represent the project here wasn't able to make it because of some travel difficulties, but he was able to record a video message, which I believe we can have now. So Jonas Kognall, everybody.
Hi, this is Jonas Kognall from Gothenburg Energy. First, it's a great honor and a confirmation for us to get the 5th Global District Energy Award for district heating to ships. In cities with large ports, the NOx pollutions can be a big problem. And for us, it's very important to find solutions for this. And one way of doing this is to install district heating to heat the ship and prepare it for the next day's voyage. This will limit the NOx emissions in the city and in the ports substantially, and we are very happy for this. On behalf of the Celsius team and our customers, especially Stena Line, we would like to thank the evaluation panel for the Global District Energy Award for giving us the prize. We are very proud for that. Thank you very much, and cheers from Gothenburg.
Thank you, Jonas. I'm sorry you couldn't make it. But as an added bonus, we have with us still Her Excellency Eva Palono, Ambassador from Sweden, to say a few words on behalf of the project and the wider case of Swedish district heating. Ambassador.
Thank you so much on behalf of project manager Jonas Kognall from the Gothenburg Energy Company. You have already heard about the project, and I think it's wonderful to stay here and be representing a very sustainable city. Gothenburg is the second city in Sweden, and Gothenburg is an important harbor, as you could hear from Jonas' message. Gothenburg is the has the biggest harbor in Scandinavia, our Nordic countries, and 1/3 of all Scandinavia's export are going out from the port in Gothenburg. Here, the Swedish innovation from this team in Celsius and the Gothenburg Energy Company is about how the ships of Stena Line can leave the port of Gothenburg and can then, thanks to the district heating, be able to be away until the next day with enough energy on board. And I think this is great to see how that also contributes to a more sustainable harbor and to energy efficiency, and also to less pollution in the harbors, which is extremely important, as Jonas pointed out. I'm also very proud that Sweden has been winning the award in the Out of the Box. Very interesting and exciting category. And I would just like to say I called to Jonas on my way here this afternoon to get special greetings, but we have also had now the great message from him in person. But he would have much liked to be here, of course, but he couldn't because of a minor passport issue which all of a sudden came up, and we are very sorry for that, but I send warm greetings from him and his warm thank you, and I congratulate you all to all this, but I congratulate, of course, our great city of Gothenburg and their energy company. Thank you very much.
I think you'll go this way to get the award.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. And while the ambassador collects the award on behalf of Gothenburg and they take a few photographs, in a moment I'll ask all, so John and Robin, all jury members who happen to be present and all the winners to join us here on stage in a moment so we can take some photographs before we wrap up. Don't be shy. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's nicer to take them here. Yeah. The winners in the front, maybe, or yeah. Okay. You know, this was stressful. It's hard handing out awards. But first of all, thanks to everyone for being here. Second of all, congratulations to the worthy winners and all of their colleagues and teammates. This officially concludes the awards ceremony. I'd like you all to join me in once again applauding the winners and the evaluation panel and everyone who made this possible. Thank you. And last, I have some housekeeping for you, just for this evening. So the bus, not buses, the bus will be departing from the front front entrance at 7 p.m. tonight for this evening's evening. Thank you for this evening's dinner. Thank you very much.